Hi, this is Trish Palmer from Palmer & Palmer Specialty Hypnosis. We have been asked so many times over the years to be mentors, and we thought, you know what, we're going to step up and do it. We're actually going to help out you guys that are in the complementary industry. We decided to start a Q&A section on the page, so that way if you have anything that it is that you want to know about, please drop a message in the comments and we'll get to you in a video. We're also going to be doing product reviews as well. So if you have a product that you would like us to put out there to put onto our social media, then by all means, please send your product to the address in the description. I have a product here to review today. It is absolutely hysterical. It's called the No Shits Given Tarot Deck, and I'll be talking about that more in a moment. So when you're starting out in this industry, there is so much stuff that you need to do. You've done your training, you've passed your class, and now what? You get smacked into this world of business. So Palmer & Palmer have actually teamed up with Canadian Hypnosis Conference and Joanne Edie to bring you these videos so that way you can get yourself out there much more easily. So today, let's talk about forms. When I first started out, I asked one of my so-called mentors to receive, I just wanted to look at what her form looked like, because I really needed some help. I'd been to doctors and stuff and filled out a million forms myself, but what is it that my industry actually needed? And her response was, that's available in the next tier. Mind you, I'd already paid her thousands and thousands of dollars to mentor me, and then all of a sudden I had to fork out another $10,000 just to get these forms. I thought, no way, stuff this. So here is my intake form for Trish Palmer Therapy. So yes, I am a hypnotist, and this is the form that I use inside my clinic. Now, when you're first starting to create a form, then one of the things that I'd like to recommend to you is make it friendly. I have filled in those forms when I've gone to doctors and there've been that white piece of paper and they're just like demanding all this information, and it becomes overwhelming, and you get to a stage where you're like, oh, they want all this stuff, and then you don't get anything done. So make it a very friendly form. As you can notice in the background, I have all these little swirly bits as such. And with these pieces, that is a watermark that I put into Word and put that in the background because I want it to be very friendly. I want it to be natural and flowing. Now, when it comes to the usual Google, like, yes, we need the last name and first name, date of birth and address, etc., etc. The reason why I collect email addresses is not to do list building or anything like that. It's because if I can't contact them on mobile, then I can at least email them, because sometimes I have to cancel or they need to contact me. I had one lady one day that was trying frantically to get in contact with me, and because she'd actually left her mobile on top of her car and driven off. So always collect the email address, just so that way you can keep track of what's going on. A reason why I collect the occupation as well is because when we work in the mental health industry, I'm trying to gauge here what kind of environment that you're actually living in. So if I have a client that says to me, oh, I'm just a single mom and I've got 4 kids. Oh my gosh, I have a superhero on my hands that has got 4 kids. So I know I've probably got a pretty stressed out person in a full-time job that really needs some help with time management and some relaxation. We also want to know what kind of medications people are on. As much as I don't need to know all of the names, I do need to know, are they on any type of medication? When you're in the complementary industry, it doesn't matter whether you're a herbologist or a naturopath or anything like that, some of our products are actually conflicting. So we need to know what kind of chemical medication it is that you're on and why it is that you're being prescribed that. I also want to know, are you seeing another therapist? And the main reason I want to do this is because if this therapist is on my referral system, I'm going to ask, is it okay if we release some information? I'll show you that form in just a moment. And as I'm a hypnotherapist, I also want to know, have you had hypnosis before? So if you are going through any kind of complementary industry where maybe you're an astrologer or a massage therapist, you want to know, who have they been to before? Because as a networking community, we start to talk to people and we know about different styles and modalities and what that person has been doing for them. And I want to know, hey, how is it that they are different to me, and therefore I can help you with different resources? I have a common question on my hypnosis intake form, are you a smoker? Because when it comes to smoking, we highly recommend that you quit smoking first when it comes to hypnosis. If it's something that you're not keen on doing or you do not wish to do, we don't ask you to do it. However, it does make the process much easier if you're doing weight loss, if you're doing anxiety or depression relief, or any kind of pain management as well. Once we eliminate that need for the body to be addicted to the cigarettes and this habit, we can actually open it up to its natural healing senses. You can also ask for hypnotherapists to be part of your network as well. So if you get a client that is wanting to do weight loss with your industry and they are a smoker, well, send them to someone like me. We can help them with the smoking part and work together, and you can help them with the weight loss part. We are all in this together, so let's work together to make the industry stronger. I also want to know, what is the alcohol consumption like for this individual? Because when it comes to hypnosis, we need to know that, are you going to be sober on the day? We really don't want the chemicals like impeding on that brain when you're trying to go in to do your hypnosis, to reframe your mind for a better purpose. We want it to be as relaxed as possible and chemical free. I also want to know what the sleep quality like is for that individual, because sleep is absolutely crucial and it's something that many of us are actually deprived in. So when it comes to the sleep patterns, I need to know, is this something I can help you with? Nothing is better in this world than a really good night's sleep. And I will offer you a sleep hypnosis audio to help you get into that REM cycle and get you really sleeping deeply, healing properly, and recharging for the next day. Now, part of the bottom part of the form is, I would like to know, have you ever suffered from any of the following? If you may be over your depression or anxiety, but I need to know, have you suffered from it in the past? Because perhaps there are some remnants still in there that I can help with whilst we're going through that. I need to know your story as such. I also want to know, do you have any phobias? Because we can do all of that all in the one session. We can get you over that and release that fear or that phobia. Also, some people have some phobias and fears that you wouldn't even think of. I had a lady many years ago that was afraid of pears, and that's because when she ate one, she had a horrible reaction to them when she was just a child, and it hospitalized her. And ever since then, even if she walked into a supermarket, she saw a pear, she would start to have these hot sweats and start getting flustered. So I assisted her with that, so now she can relax and doesn't have to worry about pears in the supermarket. What we think is fearful and what they think are fearful are two different things. So make sure you ask about those phobias and fears. Maybe it's a fear of commitment. If they have a fear of commitment, well, are they going to be able to commit to your therapy process? Like, you're going to need to know that. Now, when I work in the hypnosis industry, I would like to know if you have any schizophrenia and personality disorders and bipolar disorder. And it's because this actually takes a different type of hypnosis. And when I'm working with those people, I want to work with your doctor at the same time to ensure that you are in a safe place. I also want to know if you have any drug abuse or if currently you're taking any drugs whatsoever. The reason I want to know about the drug abuse is for your safety. That's what it is. Hey, I'm not going to run off to the police and report you or anything like that, but I need to know that you are safe, because the external environment that is available for drug abusers is usually very negative, and I want to make sure that you are safe and that you can commit to the protocol. When I've had previous clients who are highly addicted to drugs, and some of them have been convicted as well, we've actually worked with their parole officer in order to help them get a better life that it is that they're seeking, and help them with this issue that they're having. Many of us have an addiction of some sort. It doesn't matter whether it's a high-level addiction where it's taking over our life, or a low-level addiction of just being addicted to food and chocolate because we're overweight. There is an addiction form in there, and we all know what it's like when those cravings take over and our brain just goes out of control. From here, I also want to know, do you have any compulsive disorders? Hypnosis can help with that. So make sure you have that in there. And is there anything else, anything other, that perhaps I should know about? Because some people actually have some disorders that, I can't have 100% knowledge of 100% disorders, and they need some assistance with that. So write it all down, file it away, and make sure that you are completely informed about your client. The second part to the form is also asking, what is it that I can assist you with? I really want this information because people change their mind. I have had people come into my clinic where I've gotten the form out. They're like, yes, I want help with weight loss. And I'm like, yep, I've started that protocol. And then 3 or 4 weeks in, they're like, so when are you going to help me with my smoking? I was like, well, hang on, when did this occur? And all of a sudden they were like, yeah, I smoke and I wanted assistance with that as well. And I'll get out the form and I'll be like, hang on, we've filled out the form. There was no mention of smoking whatsoever. You don't even tell me you were a smoker. So this is to cover your butt as well. So make sure you get all of that information, and don't be afraid to ask them, would they like an advanced package? Perhaps if you're going through menopause of some sort, would you like to also work with our naturopath who's going to help you with that eating regime and those herbs, etc. So ask that information. Where did they find out about me? This is letting me know if my information is getting out there properly. Am I actually getting out all of my information to the right places for the right people? There's no point in me actually having a referral on board and then nothing is occurring whatsoever. Why would I put in the effort? It's just not going to work. I also have a sentence here for future check-ins on how you're going. Is it okay if we contact you? Because when people leave my hypnosis programs, I usually contact them within 3 months saying, hey, how are you going? Because I want to know that they're using the resources to help them with that anxiety or with that depression. Some people will feel compelled to go back to their ex or that toxic relationship, and that way I'm just checking in to make sure that they are completely okay and that everything is awesome for the future. I also have a clause in here. Please note, cancellations less than 24 hours before your appointment will still be charged, and I get all clients to agree to that. Any client who disagrees to that, that's the end of the intake form, and I will not be doing the free consult any further. It's hard when you're in business. We really need to get to that stage where you're like, you know what, you just got to put your big girl panties on, and sometimes you've got to actually go, look, if you don't agree, then it's not going to happen. It's no different to you downloading an app on your phone and you have to agree to the terms and conditions. This is not designed to hurt you. This is designed to protect you, to help you, and it is definitely not a limitation. Now, the third part of the form talks all about my hypnosis terms and conditions. Please make sure you have this, because if you get a client that is sort of a bit flim-flammy, and Jess, I've had them, I've been working in this industry for many years now, and if you get those clients that want to get through the loopholes, etc., have it all written down in the intake form, okay? Get them to sign it, get them to print their name, and get them to date it as well. Have all of that information available. And if the client would also like a copy of that, they're freely allowed to have a copy, okay? Make sure they are fully informed and that they have all of the information. So the next form I want to show you is the release of information when it comes to working with your referral systems. It doesn't matter whether you're working with a dietitian, a naturopath, a doctor, a surgeon, it doesn't matter. You still need to make sure your forms are filled out so that way you're covered on the legal side. So this is a form I get my clients to fill out if I'm going to be working even with parole officers. I've worked with a lot of parole officers and I get them to fill out this form. I get them to take the form to the parole officer and bring it back. I give this form to all of my doctors as well, and you will find that they have their own forms, so we swap them. I also make sure that everything is filled in. Tick all the boxes, cross all the T's, and dot all the I's, because this is legal stuff and you need to make sure that you've got your backside covered, because you know what, guess what, you're working in the mental health industry now. Even though we're complementary therapists, we are still working with mental health. So we need to make sure that we have all of that information covered and ready to go. So I make sure that they have their name in there. And also I get some people that are working in businesses. So I get work cover cases as well. So I want to know what businesses that they're working for and who's covering them. I also ask them who I want to have my information. So they have to write in their specific office or agency. Like I said, I work with parole officers, so I want that the exact name of the office or the agency. So is it in person, like how it can be shared? Is it in person, by phone, by fax, by mail, by email? Okay, I make sure that is all ticked and covered. If the person doesn't wish for me to discuss on the phone with their doctor what's going on, then I have to make sure that I do it by fax or email or whatever it is that they have chosen. I highly recommend when you're doing this is mail or email. And if you are doing it via email, do a carbon copy to yourself as well. So that way you've always got that extra copy ready to go. So everybody knows exactly what is going on and exactly what is being said. I also ask what information will be shared about them. So I do have some clients that say, look, I don't want my past shared when it comes to my anxiety, but I'm more than happy to have X shared. So make sure you have that specifically written down. Make sure that you are completely clear on the knowledge that is to be shared, because you are bound by confidentiality laws, okay? And why they want it to be shared. What is the purpose of it? Really make sure they have a very genuine answer to this. But the answer of, well, because I don't want to, that's not good enough. I need to know specifically why. I've had people in my programs and they're like, oh, I don't want you sharing that. And it's like, why? Oh, because. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, that's not good enough. We need something more. All right, I'm rotting the system on Centrelink. And it's like, okay, so we need to sort this out in order to help you. This is illegal and it's something that I will not comply myself or my business with. So it's not your job to hurt your clients, but it is your job to challenge them, and they are required to do the right thing. I also have my terms and conditions here. So if they do not sign the release form, that they do not allow me to release that information. The release information is about them. So it's not about anybody else. It's not about their mum. It's not about their partner. It's about them as a specific person. Also, when does the release expire on? Because you're going to get to a stage where you're probably going to be finishing up your program or protocol with this person, and it's going to need to expire. Sometimes we also need an out, so that way we can reassess the situation and fill in the forms again, because people change as they grow and they go through life, and you want to make sure that not only are you protected, but your client is protected as well. And also, I understand that the release is valid when I sign it, and that I may withdraw my consent to this release at any time, either orally or in a written format. So if they ring me up, they're like, look, I want you to cancel that release form. I say, yep, no worries. I'm just going to document on the release form that you rang on this date at this time, etc., etc., etc. And I also want a witness there when all of this is happening. Now, when I choose my witnesses, I usually go down to the JP office and get it all done there, because that way I don't want a family friend or anything like that witnessing it, because they get to lie as well. So I get someone that's completely neutral to meet me down at the office and get all of this information signed. So if you would like a copy of these forms, please jump into the description. They are available there for you to download. Now let's talk about something a bit more fun. So let me talk to you about the No Shits Given Tarot deck. I absolutely love it. I have put a link down into the comments for you to go and have a look at. And you can also sign up down there as well if you'd like to get one free tarot card every single week. And it's all about basically shit. So let's check out some of the cards that are inside this deck. So I'm going to just draw some completely at random. So let's have a look. Finances are looking a bit shit. Remember, you can make more money. These hard times will pass. Sometimes these cards are exactly what you need to hear. I like this one. Have you eaten? You're acting like a shithead. Go eat a taco. I love the artwork that is on this deck as well. And yes, I created this deck. No, I didn't create the artwork or anything like that. John Pellin actually created the artwork. He's done an amazing job, but I created the content that is available inside them. And it's a very, very simple deck to use. What we do is you shuffle the deck and think about whatever it is that you're struggling with, that you need to channel in, and then draw a card. You can draw a card from anywhere in the deck. So my shit affirmation for today is, unfriend that shithead. They are not worth your time or your energy. You deserve better. And you know what? I absolutely need to do that. I've got someone conflicting a little bit on Facebook at the moment, so I'm definitely doing that. And it's a 78 card deck, and it comes with full instructions as well. And here's the instructions. Here it is. Brace yourself. No shits given deck. These messages are quick, precise, and exactly what you need to know. We gave the ancient art of tarot a shake-up, taking out the fluff and getting straight to the point, adding direct insight to the shit that's been going down in your life. This deck of reality is real and raw. Ask the cards what you need to know right now. The cards won't fluff it up with some bullshit you need to interpret. Let's get to the point. So I have thrown the link to buy those cards in the comments. They come in a gorgeous little Hessian bag as well, and they do get posted anywhere in the world. So if you would like a deck of those cards, then please jump into the description and grab your deck. There's also an option there to just get one card each week, just as a bit of fun. Also, if you have a product in your complimentary business, then please send it to us. We are more than happy to do a review and to put it out into our social media.
Have you checked out our modern mentoring? There are heaps of students all across the globe on it. Please go and check it out now. It's all about getting your complimentary business online and getting your products and services out there. Have a browse. The link's in the description.